Good morning.
In a minute now.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Man, another
This
rainy
is the
day.
Art Beauty Equilibrium podcast. Coming to you live from Los Angeles, California on this rainy
day.
Wanna go outside.
In the rain.
It's a gift and a curse. We need the rain. We need the water. It's
It
gonna
works
help me.
for you and it doesn't work for me.
So
Yeah, I can go snowboarding. You can't go surfing.
Hey.
I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, they don't surf in the rain, huh?
They some do. Not me.
Yeah, that's that
Yeah.
end of the
Shout
end
out
of
to all the
end of the movie,
snowboarders,
Point
man.
Break.
I know y'all happy
Yeah.
because every time
they
it
winning.
rains, it snows. So shout out to the snowboarders.
But it's the conditions is just kind of
Not the best, huh?
because it's a little too much snow. So
Good morning, Damon. Good morning, Shonda.
Shout out to those, in Lake Arrowhead and all those other places, people getting snowed in and stuff.
I
But
saw, where was that the snow made it to the ski lifts?
that was mammoth, bro. That was
That
50
is
feet.
crazy.
Dang.
It was the snow
50
made it to
feet.
the ski lifts.
So can you
Man.
just hop off the lift right
No,
there?
What up, La?
it
La
was
in the
as tall
building
as our
today.
heads, bro.
Okay.
It was high.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So is that like, you can just kind of, is that firm? You know what I mean? Or is it like, you just,
Dude,
You don't want to be in it.
just imagine we come outside and it's in the
Up to the light
snow
pole.
is up to the is up past the door.
Yeah.
You can't snowboard in that. It's
Yeah,
too
that's-
much. You can't even get out the house.
Let's get into it, man. We got former President Donald Trump. He said he was expected to be arrested today, and he's calling on his followers to protest.
Man, you see what happened last time.
This
they
is stemming,
protested.
This is stemming from that investigation to
the hush money.
the hush money. Yeah,
I heard it was
What's
just a
your thoughts?
misdemeanor. Or something.
Yeah, it's something light, but
dude, like Trump, don't call your folks because we see you have a nice support system. Don't call them.
So what
tell
exactly
him to fall
is he
back,
being
bro.
accused of? He what did he do with the porn star? Or allegedly?
What?
I mean, just paying her to be quiet.
I don't remember what happened. Is this the woman
I believe it was
that they sleep
so
with?
this is what they got him on.
yeah, but
So
but
an affair?
No, not an affair. The hush money. Like, you paying somebody, like you're running for president, you're paying somebody to not say something about you. Like I got some information on something you did. Here's some
Is it
money. G.
illegal information though that she got? I don't understand how that's like that warrants an
Hush
arrest.
money. Hush money is illegal.
Hush money's illegal.
He like, what's wrong with bribery?
I don't see nothing wrong with hush money. Like did he sleep with her and he got a wife?
just
All of the
just
above.
know that.
But hush money is
That's a bribery.
yeah. You
So
can't.
you can't tell. Look, I smashed. Don't tell nobody.
I don't
and
think
here's some money,
Yeah,
that's
and
bribery.
you're running for president.
yeah. Oh, that's
that's the
weird.
problem.
I disagree.
So you think
I mean,
you think you should be able to pay off people?
Yeah, no, not pay off people for crimes, but if you give
that's
me
a
some,
crime.
cheating ain't a crime. If you give me some and
Some-
I got a
some-
happy
hey,
family,
Hold on. In
Prostitution,
some
yeah.
places, adultery, prostitution, it's illegal,
Yeah,
man.
it's illegal.
And furthermore, the question is, what are the implications if he encourages protests? Considering what happened on January 6th.
Yeah,
That's the question. Like, because remember the last time he called on his supporters
And
to
they went
protest. That's when they stormed the Capitol.
ham, bro.
So we
Okay.
see the type of influence he has.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So aside from however you feel about what he did, it's about him getting up saying, "I need y'all to ride for me."
Man, you know what?
Okay, all right.
I am very interested to hear what you have to say
Shima.
off the camera. though.
man, you can't be going to jail for cheating, man.
What's up, Shima? It goes further.
Hey.
You know what? I'm
So-
learning
I
to
know.
shut up, so
All right,
I'm going to be quiet right now.
All right. So you feel basically like, no. See, you still stuck on the.
Man, all he
what
did was,
happened?
I'm not all he did. I'm just
Damon put out. He said, didn't he lie under oath or something? I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Shonda like, oh, Lynden. I mean, I'm just saying.
Tell him, Shonda, please.
If those people
Get this boy.
get destructive again and start destroying property and whatnot, that'll be the second time he weaponized his followers.
Yeah.
That's the issue. That the people were.
I mean, they was pooping on desk and
they stormed the Capitol, man.
Yeah.
And what
it
Chris
was-
Rock said, they went up there and what did that fool say? I forgot. But anyway, how you gonna get mad at the
he's
government?
saying protest. We don't know if he's saying peaceful protest or
I don't think he said anything peaceful about anything, but I feel you, Shima.
Protest can
feel
be
you.
peaceful. I guess it's the way people decide to try to,
Oh,
get their point across.
yeah.
All right, moving on. We have Deborah Lee, former CEO of BT. She has a upcoming memoir that she's released, and in it, she talks about an affair she had with the company's founder, Bob Johnson. So they were both married at the time.
They should have had some hush money.
See? See, here we go.
So we on cheating today.
So
That's
look.
what we on. That's what we on. We on cheating. Okay.
They were both married at the time, having an affair. Later on, they both got divorced, and the relationship went kind of public. And now she's speaking about it because she's bringing into perspective power dynamics, which she's saying that she stayed in the relationship potentially longer than she would have due to concerns of how it would affect her career. So now the question is, how does power affect romantic relationships at work? And what good or bad things can happen because of the power imbalances?
I mean, it has its good and bads. I mean, Hillary almost became president from a relationship. But specific Deborah Lee, I'm just now hearing about this from last week, and
so it was the thing. The thing is, it was a consensual relationship. We want to put that out there first.
It was very
a consensual relationship, right, between two married people at the time, which is cheating. Technically, they both having an affair, but what she's saying is, I might have wanted to leave that relationship and then felt like I couldn't because now my career is going to be negatively impacted. So my thing, it's coming back down to just regular principles, though. Like, you can't get right from wrong.
you can't.
Like, so I understand like the imbalances and the power, but in this particular case, not all case, because you might have a case where you got the boss dating the secretary or vice versa, imbalance and the power. But in this particular case, I feel like y'all both left who y'all was with. You know what I mean?
It work out sometimes.
No, it does. It does work
I will
out
say
sometimes,
this.
but
The facts that she said, number one, they were in a relationship. They were both married. Number two, she had already been at BET for 10 years. Okay. Mm-hmm. The third point is when, I guess, just like G mentioned, when she was ready to maybe come out of the relationship, although they were both cheating, he made a comment that's may have been considered like to her as an ultimatum, and I think that's really probably her motive in coming out telling her story, because even if you're doing wrong, if in your heart or in your mind you decide that you want to stop it or whatever, sometimes you may feel pressure, mm-hmm. And that's all. I don't think that she was being, kind of like wrong to say that, they were in a relationship, because people ended up knowing about it anyway, and they both ended up getting divorced. So I feel like as far as her career, she may have been scared and felt like she wasn't far enough in her career wise to tell the head honcho, hey, I don't want to see you anymore. So, I do understand.
Happens all the time.
And that's powerful.
Don't get me wrong.
It's powerful. It's powerful.
That makes sense. But, if you come into the situation with those perks, and you want to get out the relationship, the situation, and still keep the perks, it's like, I'm assuming, isn't that kind of like trying to have your cake and eat it too?
Yeah.
It's like if you gonna walk away, you gotta be understanding that you might have to walk away from everything.
Right.
It's a good point. Damon said,
she waiting for the right time.
He said leverage.
Right, exactly.
We got a comment. Damon said that leverage is what business people use to win. And he said, if you choose to play that game, then you're not a victim. So that's a good point you made, Jason. Like the same relationship, I'm sure, benefited you, and then unfairly, you might add, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Unfairly, like you may have gotten situations or opportunities thrown your way that was a direct consequence of you being in a relationship with the head guy, right?
Right.
So to Damon's point, if you break that relationship off, you probably might face some consequences. Now, is that wrong? That's not cool. But
It's
That's how
not.
the game go.
that's not cool. But you like
That's how
you
the
said,
game
that's how the
goes.
game
So
goes.
let me ask
Yeah.
you this: in a lot of situations, do you feel like, okay, you see people progress in life and in their careers, but my question is, when you decide to put out a memoir and kind of out the situation that you have, do you feel like that's kind of like kissing and telling, like at the end? You know what I mean? It's like you do
Yeah,
all
'cause
that you did, and then it's like, okay,
It's like
now
it's like once you you gotta sleep in your bed. It's,
Right.
it's it's what you did. You gotta sleep in your bed.
Right.
Dad bod got brung up a good one. He said you can't have job alimony.
Mm-hmm.
right,
This is like no.
Job alimony.
Right.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
Hey, man,
Oh,
that's
your work boo got to break it. Yeah, that's funny.
So that's just one more thing. I think that it's nothing new, but it does put on like center stage like the imbalances in power. Because basically, this is like, hey, if you're dating somebody and y'all not evenly yoked within the power structures of the job, this is just another layer of complications. Because now that's something else to worry about. Because you can't just walk away and think that have the assurance that relationship's no longer going to impact you in a career, and
Exactly.
that's not cool.
And I feel like just as a society, sometimes we find a way to kind of twist words, and then we start kind of making, sometimes even in the case of like the Me Too movement, we start making the victim the actual villain,
Right.
And I feel like sometimes things look a certain way, and then I read an article, and in the article, the first thing that they mentioned was that she started her career as a legal clerk. And then at the end of her career, she ended up at the head of BET. So then you ask the question, okay, would you be in the same place? Would the trajectory be the same?
Probably not.
You know what I mean? If you didn't make the
You
decisions
could
that
for
she
sure argue no.
right, she decided to make. So I think it makes sometimes the movement it makes it look kind of bad because, okay, did she have a choice? Was she under duress? Like, you know what I mean? You kind of feel like emotionally stressed thinking about these situations because it's like, what are you actually waging when you make those choices,
Right. Shonda said they were both out of line.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She said, well, you can't say he didn't have to follow rules and now tell her to do the same.
Right.
All right, moving on. We have LAUSD is going on a 3-day strike. The union is asking for 30% increased pay raise, and they want increased hours for part-time workers. This strike is mainly on the supporting staff, not so the teachers, although they do have their support. This is the cafeteria workers, bus drivers,
I don't blame 'em.
custodians, and special education assistants.
Y'all better give these people
I don't
their
blame 'em.
money.
Eggs ain't cheap.
They have
Blah, blah,
our
blah.
kids, y'all better give them their money.
Yeah,
say
They
that
feeding
again.
our kids. They making sure the conditions of where they learning is clean.
Right.
They transport them. Y'all better give these
I
people
can't
their money,
believe we
y'all.
still struggling to pay
For the students.
teachers and the staff.
Right. We have a strong, I feel like that's a strong, very strong union. I feel like they need to make the decision to do the right thing. And honestly, if you just walk around town, you can see the difference in the cost of living and everything.
Yeah.
So come on now.
Teachers, that
Yeah.
role they play in all of our
crucial.
lives is so pivotal. They should be
Man.
making easily over 80 racks or something. They should be getting well off. They should be well off.
Shout out to all
Right,
the teachers,
right.
man.
Yeah,
For real. Them kids and these kids,
Hold on, let me
they
get
in
them
there
on.
high. They in there bad.
to them teachers.
You know what they
And-
deal
and
with?
not just the teachers, man. Shout out to the security guards, keeping the
Man.
campus
Right,
safe.
right.
Shout
Oh,
out,
yeah.
shout out to the bus drivers getting this kids
Right.
to
Yeah.
school
Exactly.
safely.
Exactly.
And with all the mass shootings,
The cafeteria
The
workers.
crossing guards, everybody.
Crossing
man,
guards.
it's kind of scary going to school.
The
It's so many-
TAs, everybody.
and it's so
the
easy.
tutors.
It's so easy to get in trouble and get fired, and there's so much to worry about and think about. And it's laughable, like you said, to like think that you don't have to pay these people when they are educating
Bro,
the kids.
they are like, I never thought how important
Keeping
a teacher
the kids
was until-
safe.
Yeah. They,
Right.
Like
and then you have certain teachers, who, unfortunately, they may have more money than other teachers and stuff, so they're able to do more for their students. Like if you get this
Right.
one teacher,
Right.
her parties is always, and I feel like, that's unfair. Like if everybody had the same budget or something,
Facts.
you know,
Facts.
If the money was spread out equally.
something.
Yeah. So hopefully,
And if they asking for 30% more, that mean they must not be getting much at all. That's a big increase.
yeah, that is. And they said that they're willing to raise it to $20, right? And we all know how many times we covered. Now they saying $100,000 is not enough to live in California.
Right.
Yes.
And you're talking about
that's a problem.
You may give them $20 an hour.
So if you're making minimum wage and working as a bus driver or working as a custodian or working as a cafeteria worker, like what would your day or your attitude be like? What would you be feeling? You know, if you can't even take care of your
throwing
household.
the food on they.
You can't even take care of your household, but you have to be at work taking care of somebody else's kids. Like, come on now.
Damon just hit us with a truth pill, man. He said a problem with their bargaining position is that the schools don't generate money. So that is true, but these people still need to be paid. I think we can find a way to make this still work because there's money there. We got money for a lot of other stuff.
Can I interject, please?
Yes.
What happened to the California lottery?
Come on now,
all
Jason.
the money.
Jason.
Wait, I'm asking a question, bro. I'm asking a question.
That part.
So all these, man, how many times
jackpot historically high?
I mean, we had about like the jackpot got over $1 billion like 3-4 times within a year, right? Am I yes?
No, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Right. So
Speak.
what happened to the lottery that was supposed to help
That check is still in the middle.
benefit schools? What happened?
Well, a lot of the stuff is earmarked, and it's a lot of politics behind that because when you go to just basically like census information, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
Can I go even further?
Go ahead.
So we America, we are about to get shut down. I'm sorry. There's going to be another power higher than us coming soon because we worry too much about money and not trying to get and focus how to stick as a unit and build as a unit. It's going to be soon a power that's going to overtake us. Like, we ain't the big brother no more.
Yeah, we in debt.
We in debt. We don't have nothing to give anybody.
And steady raising.
We keep on bullying other places, and they are coming for us.
And then steady
because
taking from us.
They're getting smarter, and we are consistently looking at TikTok,
Getting dumber.
looking at Instagram.
Hey, this remind me of when y'all almost opened y'all church.
You see me ad-libbing? Getting dumber.
Like
Lynden, that church is coming soon. That church is coming soon.
I love it. I love it.
All
Hey, this is a
right.
perfect segue, though. We're moving on into San Francisco. The San Francisco chapter of the NAACP criticized the city's reparation plans. They rejected the $5 million payout. They say it is smoke and mirrors. There's no way to pay these people that money. You're getting their hopes up high for no reason. And they say that is not compensation, proper compensation for slavery.
I'm through.
There is no proper compensation for slavery, first of all. But
remember that when we covered this, right? So the question is, what are some effective ways for cities to address the legacies of systemic racism and discrimination that have affected black communities beyond cash payments? Because remember, this payment was not even for slavery. They said this was based on the systemic racism and redlining and job discrimination and the prison industrial complex.
Stuff that is old to us.
Yeah. So that's why when we first covered this, I said, this is pretty interesting because a lot of these reparation payments are trying to wrong a right that is outside of slavery. Because one of their arguments is that California never fully adopted the form of slavery like the South had. So they said, why would we pay reparations? But what about all the systemic racism?
Redlining, like you said earlier. Yeah.
What about all of that?
We suffered in California as well.
Yeah, so I
We
feel
had
like
palm trees, but we still suffered.
I feel like that is a question though. Okay, if it's not money, what will solve this imbalance? After all these years of everything that African Americans have been going through, just in California alone, what will solve this? And if it's not, some money, what can you do?
Gonna have to rise up.
But
Okay.
but how
I
can
think
you right that wrong?
I think the question is with inherent racism is how do you resolve issues within institutions where the principles were basically the same principles that kind of like carried on, and if people benefited, if they didn't benefit from it, then that would be one question. But the fact is, millions of others benefited off of the issues that we faced. So redlining, just basically rules, racism, even like we're seeing now with the case of Bruce's Beach or whatever. Like, you know, what is it called? Public domain.
Yeah.
Public domain.
Right.
These things happen all over the place. I mean, I just read a case recently. I never heard about it anywhere else, whatever. El Camino College was going to be a black community. They took the property from them. And that whole Alondra Park from El Camino College was black owned.
Wow, is that for real?
Yes.
See?
Yes. So these are some of the things that you see years now. It's a community college that's been there for years, never mentioned.
Like that.
All kind of homeowners, everything. As a matter of fact, another group who are Asian and Pacific Islanders ended up benefiting from the proceeds of the public domain because the people who took it from the black folks who owned it didn't even get a chance to use it themselves, so they ended up having Asians and Pacific Islanders farm over there in that area, and so they ended up farming, making money, and having a lucrative situation because they were, already like growing foods and everything that they were selling right there. So it was like a little farmer's market. So it's just situations like that where how do you go back in time? How do you go back and take the neighborhoods up that used to be your folks' neighborhoods that they kind of got pushed out of, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's the question of the day.
I gotta say, man, shout out to Shima with them facts, bro. Woo! You came through. Well, I gotta get out on the applause. That was impressive. Hey, man, Shima always coming with it.
Yeah. And if you think about it, this imbalance was not created overnight. Like to Shima's point, like you go all the way back to when they said, "Hey, just go out and get some land and rope off your land." That right there is generational wealth.
Facts.
That never leaves your family unless you sell and get compensated for it. So if you have from the very get-go that type of imbalance, I think you do need land. Somebody brought up a good point about $1 homes, no state tax, maybe free college education, all of the above, because the imbalance wasn't created overnight, and it wasn't created with just one thing. It wasn't created with money.
And we're not going to solve it overnight.
Yeah, you're
just
not
a
gonna-
lump sum of payment.
Yeah, a lump sum of payment, I agree, is not. But I think you do need compensation. You know, you need education, therapy too. Nobody's talking about like you got to, because some people, man, you got to sit down and you have to talk to the people and let them know like what exactly happened, because it's a lot of people that's not even aware of how all this stuff impacts us to this day.
I don't know exactly the dollar amount, you know, that everyone should be compensated, but I feel that like a little bit of compensation and free education, maybe free health care.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Free
That'll
education,
change.
free health care. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I agree to a certain extent, but I also feel like you can bridge that gap. You can bridge the gap of education, but I feel like in a lot of cases, some people didn't need education to get what they needed. You know what I mean? It was just given. So I just feel like, why do, I mean, it's education, yeah, I'm all for it or whatever, but I just feel like you don't have to put no stigmatism on giving people, giving people what they are due, you know? And I feel like people act like it's so long ago when we had to face these conditions where my grandmother is still alive. I knew my great-grandparents who were sharecroppers from Arkansas, you know what I mean? They were not on the land that they owned, but they were sharing the crops. They did not have land of their own. They had to work that land. And I remember talking to my great-grandparents, you know. They migrated over here with the Great Migration and came to California. But those are just some of the things where we talk about it like it's just so many years ago. And nobody knows anything. Nobody's connected. So I just feel like some of these things are just created so people can stay lost and not know the whole history and not even care about it. Because if you don't know all these people who don't want critical race theory right now, you know. But
Right.
then it's still millions of Americans who don't even know the history of their own country, you know.
Right.
And I feel like we have to just bridge that gap, and it's about understanding. It may not be about oh yeah, I want education or whatever, because it's like education is not for everybody, but everybody should know what's going on, you know.
Facts.
But anyway,
Facts.
Yeah, let's skip to the last topic. Since we're running out of time, we got what is this? Mario Chalmers, former teammate of LeBron, says nobody is afraid to play against LeBron, and you know, he says nobody has that fear of him. So the question is, how important do you think fear is in sports, and how does it impact performances? And
You missed a pivotal part. You said no one's afraid of playing LeBron, but you forgot to put in the part unlike Michael Jordan.
Okay. I knew Lynden was going to bring that up.
See, thank you.
I knew Lynden was going to bring that
You
up.
see how you try to leave out Michael?
I don't think he did it on purpose.
Oh, we not open yet. I think that's Sean's claim. I think fear is very important. Like, I mean, you look at Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller said that they wouldn't even call Michael Jordan by his name.
Right.
Like,
What would they call him?
Black Jesus.
Oh, man, I ain't calling him that.
Look, see, he biased. He a Laker fan.
You would have called. Hold on.
He ain't got over this
Wait. Let's keep it real. You would have called Michael Jordan Black Jesus?
Nah, man, listen.
Go ahead.
I'm a competitor.
Go ahead.
I'm a
Go
competitor.
ahead.
Go on and call him
I ain't
that.
calling nobody that.
Go on and call him that then.
But
hit him with the
I
Hail
do-
Marys and everything, man. Go on.
I do think fear is
Go ahead.
important because, like, there are. Hello.
Good morning. We're filming our podcast.
There are-
you know.
There are a few players in the history of sports that I think we've all feared or people have feared. And you know, you got Tom Brady. I think people were scared to play Tom. You know, in his heyday.
Yeah.
I think Magic in his heyday, and Kobe.
People were scared to play
Scared.
Kobe.
Yeah, I don't think people would be scared to play LeBron, man. With all due respect, just because.
What does that mean, though?
Well-
Like break it down. So you don't think people think they're gonna like lose against him?
I think they know they have a shot because he don't perform when the game is on the line. Like on the biggest stage,
I don't know, man.
he don't close the deal as much as other people have. So why you gonna be scared of him? Jordan, when the Bulls was going into the fourth quarter within 10, I knew we was winning. Down by 10. If
Jordan only went to 6 finals.
right,
So how many years did he play?
12, 13, something like that.
15.
I mean,
Nah,
but
don't
look
add
at-
3 more.
15 years,
Nah,
so
it ain't
he-
15.
Man, he played 15
like
years,
12.
man. He played 15
You
years.
gotta watch it.
I mean, I want
Simple
to
math.
say
He played 15 years.
But I want to say
They don't
want
want to count when he came back in the Wizards.
LeBron is good at assisting players and basically being like the ultimate team player. So I feel like that's like making everybody shine.
Yeah,
So
and that's good.
Jordan, not so much, you know. So I feel like I don't know.
His teammates might have been scared of him because he was socking them and stuff.
Well, I
You know
mean,
what?
well, LeBron got handshakes. with everybody.
Hold on. They say that.
Somebody.
They say
Danny
they
Ainge
say,
for sure
oh boy,
scared of him.
Wait a minute. They say, was it Steve Kerr?
Steve Kerr, who was that? Steve Kerr got socked?
No, but he hit him first.
Man.
They said that
Jordan probably made him say that.
Steve Kerr swung first. So
He probably
Steve Kerr was
socked
not
him
scared.
Say, hey, you hit me first.
Hey man,
You see what David Crutcherfield said.
What'd he
Dad, bad
say?
God.
What'd he say?
Fear is definitely important. Mental aspect of sports sets the tone.
I just don't understand, like, what is fear based on? If fear is based on winning,
Performance.
and hold on, if it's based on I'm scared you're going to beat me, he's a winner.
No, I'm scared you're gonna beat me, and you are gonna beat me. And if there's an opportunity there to do it, you're gonna do it.
And I think
So I gotta blow you out.
Look, I think they comparing Jordan, his legacy in their mind to LeBron right now in his 20th year. He's saying that right now. LeBron
Right now.
is how old?
Exactly.
He wasn't saying
we
that.
didn't talk about that. Exactly.
He wasn't
Like,
saying
you-
that when he was in year
Right.
10,
Oh,
11,
man. Hey,
12.
look at the last comment.
Never he's a seasoned vet.
Yeah.
Seasoned veteran over here.
Hey, I see you just. I ain't saying your name, bro. You gotta get another.
You gotta
relax.
get a politically correct screen name, man.
Who is this man?
Hey, hit
You knew
the
they
like
was winning
button.
because the refs were fans too.
Hey.
We see your comment, but we
man.
ain't saying your name out loud.
Yeah, nah. You gotta update your screen name, my guy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, did we go to the shop? Who is that?
Hey, Shonda, he didn't swing first. That might have been intimidation, right? Right?
He did not swing on Jordan.
I'm trying to figure out who that is
Who
too.
is that?
Hey,
We'll
man, who
figure it out.
is that?
Hey.
We figured out when he get called up. When he get called up to HR.
Oh man.
All right, man.
And that's the show, y'all.
That's the show, man. Appreciate y'all. Stay dry, man.
Yep.
We can turn the ground. Kick it up.